Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome to the channel. I am a little excited to bring this video to you today. We're going thrifting, and wait until you see what I found for the craft space. I'm going to show you some footage from my trip with some ideas, should you find anything similar in your neck of the woods, as well as some old stuff I've had in my room for a while that was brought in from thrifting. First though, I want to share why I love to thrift as opposed to buy all brand new items for my space. First, you know I'm a little on the cheap side. Enough said. Second, I love the idea of keeping things out of the landfill and finding a great repurpose for them. And third, I think that it brings a bit of character to your space to not have everything perfectly curated from like the same design, although that's totally personal preference. Don't get me wrong though, I do love lots of new items that I've purchased as well. But if I can find a useful item that I get to repurpose, I'm a fan. So let's start by taking a trip to the thrift store, my local thrift store. Now we have a ton here in this area in Maryland, but I'm going to just show you some of the things that I saw, and I'm going to give you some ideas in case you find some stuff out where you are. So let's take a trip here. So I'm looking around at this area here is like the household goods. There are so many baskets, so many things that could help really organize my space. There were some things, I wanted to buy everything if I'm honest, but I have very limited space. And so I just wanted to show some ideas here. There's some boxes you can keep your cards in, keep the dust off of them. Just really some great things. If you are the type of organizer that likes to put things away and hide them, boxes like this are really, really fun. So here, the next thing I saw was a lot of bamboo, a lot of wood type items, which I thought were great if that's sort of your theme for your craft space. Lots of great items there. And then this right here is only $4.99. This would be so great in the craft room to put just your little type of glues and just some of those small things to kind of organize. And I wanted to show you one that I actually picked up. So this one right here, you can see the price there. I don't know what this is. Could not tell you. But to me, it looked like an ink bottle storage. That's exactly what it looked like. Alcohol inks, ink re-inkers, whatever. But I also, when I was trying to stick all this kind of stuff into this thing, I found what my favorite item was. The re-inkers are great and they fit, or the alcohol inks too, but I couldn't see the colors as well. So it wasn't like ideal for that, but my pops of color and my stickles win. I can see the color from the bottom and it puts them upside down so that they're ready to use if it's like running out. You know, how you have to like squeeze it to the top. Okay. I tried brushes in there. I tried my blending tools. I had some Simon Hurley ones, which fit perfectly. So if you have like a bunch of those, that would be great. Some glue upside down. Now, I have to say, this was so much fun to try to find stuff to put in there. And also, it's really pretty. Look at the stain on that wood. So it was a win-win. And the price, you just can't beat it if you're in the market for something like that. All right, let's go back to the store. Now, do not sleep on these areas where they have the utensils holders. You can use these for all kinds of things. You can put them in your craft drawers. You can put long things like brushes in them, utensils, tools, things like that for your space. And I thought that was such a really great find. And they're very inexpensive. This one, probably the biggest regret of my trip was not getting this. Not only was it in excellent condition, but it was great for storage, all kinds of stuff in there. Really my tools. I need stuff for like nails and screws, but look at the top is glittery. Ugh, I bet you it's gone. $4.99. I can't. All right, let's move on because this one's hurting. I wanted that. All right. Next, what I'm going to show you is the one I did pick up, which is this. Now I have these in my kitchen and I can't say enough good things about these for my drawers. I personally love them. I keep my utensils in it, but I thought this would be so awesome to put inside my drawer because that angular design allows you to fit a ton. Now, before we get too much further in, if you didn't know this hack or tip, heat up your stickers to remove them and it will remove them a lot better. What I decided to do with this one was put my markers in here. I have a bunch of glitter markers and regular markers here, and I could never see, and I'm always sifting through, but using this type of thing saves me space, and I get to see all the colors. So this was so much fun geeking out because, you know, you saw on the screen, this thing originally was like $16.95, I think. So that was a great deal. Yeah, $16.95 down to $5.99. I just had to clean it up, which I did, and we are good to go. All right, let me show you some other things in my space that have been here for a little bit of time, but I love them. This is a metal paper organizer. I really love this, especially because they're very, very sturdy. It is not cardboard. Those are metal. And they have the little ledge right there where I can put the label of the cardstock that I have. So it keeps me organized. I know exactly what I have, and I can fit a whole bunch. This is just a quick look again at my craft space because a lot of this was thrifted. Can we just pause for a second and have a little looky-loo at that thing hanging from the ceiling? I think that's a dustpan that my husband made so that I can hold my camera. Oh goodness, he's something else. I love it. Okay, now I'm going to move into our next piece here where I show you some other things that have been in my craft space. You may have seen my makeover video. If not, check it out. I'll link it below. But this was these two large pieces right here. They were about 200, maybe, if I'm 150 to 200, I think that I got those for, and they hold everything. They're incredible. This desk that I work on as well was thrifted, and I love it so much. It's got lots of drawers. It's actually an IKEA dresser, but I use it in my craft space as a standing desk. And then I just put a magnetic roll under there and filled it up with dies. And so it keeps everything at my fingertips. This is some organization tips. If I see it, I use it. And I don't like to wander or walk around looking for stuff. So over here, I have this white table that we got from the thrift store as well. I wish I could remember exactly how much we paid for all these things. I can't. I want to say that one was probably around $10. And then my desk that I sit at for my office is also thrifted. And this is a standing desk. It goes up and down. I think that one was around $50. This little desk to the left there, I use that for charging things. I think my husband picked that one up for about $10 as well. So real solid wood. We like those solid wood. I know those two large white ones are not solid wood. And then he surprised me with these pieces right here. This was brand new in a box. We just hung them on the wall, used the leveler and a little measuring thing. And then boom, I have a nice piece of real estate on the wall that I can use. All right, let's go back to the store. So if you see something like this in your store, think about rolls. Do you have like vinyl rolls or anything like that? This was a great piece as well. You can put all kinds of stuff in there. I found this metal kind of magazine holder I thought was great, but I didn't get it because I actually have two. I'm going to show you in just a minute, but that was real good quality as well. These other pieces right here for your office or your desk, think about some of those tools, those craft room tools that you can put vertical. Something like this, that was really sturdy piece as well. It's meant for the office, would be awesome to store your tools. Okay, so these are the two metal magazine holders I was talking about. You will be really hard pressed to find me getting rid of these. I love them. I think what I like so much about going to the thrift store for some of these items is you're going to get the more sturdy, high quality things instead of just sort of the cardboard or plastic. So that is definitely a thumbs up for that. All right. Now I love to store my embossing powder in these containers that clip closed. I don't want to spill or have it, fall open. Again, I'm using my heat tool now while it's standing to remove that sticker. I'm going to use the anti-static powder tool right there to kind of get rid of some of that static electricity before I pour my embossing powder in. And I'm moving it from a glass container to a plastic one. The glass is too heavy and also it belongs in the kitchen. I stole it for my craft room. So I went to the thrift store and found one of these for cheap. You may be able to get them at the Dollar Tree though. Maybe it's even cheaper there. But I was there and I thought that was a good deal, maybe $1.99 or so. I can't remember what the sticker said. But now it clips closed and those are really good. They lock in, they seal in, because if you didn't know this, embossing powder does go bad. So be careful with that as well. All right, let's move on to a gift my husband gave me. Now, this isn't necessarily craft related, but I wanted to show it because it was such a cool find. Now, this is a lap desk, but it's more than that because it goes into different configurations. And I use this a lot if I want to color on the bed or just on the couch and relax. You can tilt it. You can lay it flat. It has a space to put your keyboard if you want and your phone. It's really awesome. Now, I must give credit where credit is due. My husband got this for me for Christmas that he found at the thrift store. It is the 𝗥𝗘𝗖𝗢𝗥𝗗𝗜𝗡 brand of this. And I don't know, between you and me, I don't know why that's $36.99, but he sure did not pay that. He paid $4.99, I think. And you get all these parts and it's so fun. And it was brand new. It actually had the plastic piece inside of it that keeps them all together. But what a find, right? That was so great. Okay, buckle up. So he got these for me for Christmas too. And I'm looking at them and I'm unpacking them and I'm like, oh, these are so cute. He really did a good job finding me stuff for Christmas, at the thrift store. But I'm looking, I'm like, man, these are really pretty. These look really familiar. And it wasn't until I got to the striped one where I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I destashed these about 6 months ago. So, my husband repurchased them not knowing that, which I think is just hilarious. So there we go. All right, let's move on. He didn't know. Let's move on back to the store. Here I have, these are fun. Think about embossing containers. They would fit in there. It's made for like a coffee Keurig type thing. You can put your little embossing folders or embossing things in there. And then this one had just a bunch of, in my brain, just like storage items that you can use. We'll come back to that a little bit. Look at this piece. This could hang on your wall and you could store your tools in it. I mean, maybe not the huge ones, but you might be able to fit quite a few in there. Now, I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this piece. I bought it. It was really pretty. I thought I could paint it any color I want or stain it. And this one might actually be a home decor item and not necessarily a craft item, but it was quality. It was in good shape and I just wanted it. I don't know why. I was thinking like a centerpiece for my dining room table would be really nice. So we'll see what I come up with there. Put in the comments if you have ideas for that container. Check out this one too. This one needs to be repainted, restained. But I thought this was really fun. Think of like putting a magnetic sheet on there and using it as die storage for your desk. I thought that was a great idea. I already have like ideas for that on my desk already, but I'm going to use it to hold some of my most reached for items. So I have my glass magnetic mat here. Then I have my sticky grip mat. I have my silicone mat for heating and it's perfect. It's right off to the side and really, really easy to just reach over and grab. And it's like vertical too, so it's not taking up flat space on my craft desk. All right, let's go back to my husband. Let him redeem himself. He got this piece right here. See me knocking on it? That thing is so sturdy. It's like porcelain. Now I got this other piece. I want to say I got it from the thrift store, but I don't think I did. I think I got that War and Paint one from like Home Goods like 7 years ago. But it's similar to that. So if I didn't have this for my brushes, you can use one side for water, clean and dirty while you're painting, which I thought is just so cool. Again, look for those little great finds because that one is so quality. I love it. That was so great. Okay. And then like, I think this is one of the last things he bought for me for Christmas from the thrift store. This was full. I actually pulled a bunch of envelopes out. They're A2 size envelopes and they are the highest quality. They're like almost like watercolor envelopes. They're textured. They're thick. They're beautiful. They say Washington, D.C. on the back, which I'm around that area. So cool. Even if I lived in, out in California, I wouldn't care. These envelopes are amazing. So I got a whole bunch of those and it's funny, I was getting low. So that was perfect. Check out your cooling racks because I know Tiffany Solario does this. She likes to have her items dry, her backgrounds and things when she's making them on cooling racks. So you can pick up some cheap stuff there if you want to add that as a tool and not spend too much money. I use a silicone mat to dry things. You can also use silicone mats for many things. But check this out. I think this was $3 something and you get a cup as well. I didn't pick this up. I have these items already, but a silicone cup could be used for watercoloring. So I just thought that was such a great find. Oh yeah, $3.49. So that was really cool as well. That's pretty much it. I am so happy you stopped by. If you want to see more thrifting content like this, do let me know in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't joined and you liked what you saw, I would love for you to subscribe and hang out with us on a more semi-permanent basis. Other than that, I will see you in the comments down below or in the next video. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.